I'm here with brother Sadiq Salah. How are you doing, Sadiq?
Alhamdulillah, well,
Good to hear, my brother. Sadiq, what motivated you while you were growing up to pursue higher education?
honest to God, when I was in high school, beginning maybe 9, 10, I didn't even think about higher education, nor did I even think it existed. Um, I remember doing very, very poorly in grade 9 in terms of my performance as a student, and being punished by my father that entire summer over and over again. That fall of when I started grade 10, um, I ran into a teacher named Mr. Sadiq, Naeem Sadiq. He's a principal at West Humbersea, I believe. He gave me a book by Sean Covey called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or Highly Effective Teens. I read this book, it opened my mind. It showed me that I could do things I couldn't imagine. And I started considering higher education. I started actually improving my life. And from there on, getting into the honor rolls consistently from grade 10, 11, 12 OEC, and getting involved in leadership programs that this wonderful teacher and mentor of mine created, going to White Pine, Muskoka. So this idea fueled me and showed me that there's a world out there that I could do things. So that was my the moment of change.
Well, that's great. And with that change, what did you end up pursuing in higher education? Where did you actually go and what did you actually study?
When I was applying, I wanted to go do engineering. I wanted to do computer science. That's what my father was telling me to do. I went to the UFT open house, University of Toronto, for the engineering. They were talking about making CPUs that are set, plastic, to save energy. I wasn't really interested in this kind of stuff, so I changed my mind and applied into business school at the University of Toronto. Got in, and there I thought I wanted to do management, but it wasn't, again, uncertain. I took psychology course as well. Maybe I considered going to psychology. So that first year was really difficult in terms of new environment, deciding what to major in. Are you doing something because somebody told you to do it, or is this just glamorous, right? What are you really good at? I didn't know that. So I went to go visiting different departments and asking the questions that, okay, take off your hat, sincerely tell me, would you recommend this program to me? The manager said, absolutely not, do not, it's too general. I went to economics, and the lady said, absolutely yes. The reason being, it's not going to train you a particular field per se, but it's going to train you to be a logical thinker, problem solver. And she was absolutely right, because nor did I use that knowledge after I graduated in financial economics from UFT to learn programming. My aptitude for mathematics, my aptitude for computer programming, my aptitude for anything technical opened up.
Yeah.
And she was absolutely right.
Okay. And what did you end up doing after you graduated?
That's a great question. Honest to God, when they tell you during the convocation speech that you should go travel and see the world, that's a good advice. You should do that before you do anything. When I graduated, I was actually considering to go to further education and obtain a master's in economics. I applied, got in to both McMaster and UFT, the only places I applied to. But again, had a change of heart. After considering the classes, actually went to actually pick UFT and went there, sat there, looked at some of the classes, so the math stat review, and figured that this was not for me because the course description was similar to what I've seen already. So changed my mind, couldn't decide, and then kind of decided to put on hold, take a 1-year leave. They gave me that, trying to find a job. The market crashed. Got all this gray hair. But again, that time was actually a good time. I'm still actually living that time as well. It was time to learn something new. So I applied my skills in logical thinking to learn programming, open my own business, to cater to rental companies, to develop application for them. Things like that. I started, exploring. After the depression, you take responsibility and you try to do something new. So that's that, and I'm still right now in the deciding phase, still trying to go further education, maybe teaching, but I'm still programming and meeting great people like Salar and learning.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sadiq. And what would you tell kids that are dismotivated or having trouble in school? What words of advice would you have for them from your experiences?
Don't give up. It gets harder. Life gets harder. But as you develop resilience for the difficulties you face, you take responsibility. I know it's easy words said. You'll probably hear it from your parents. They say taking responsibility. What does that mean? That means that you don't really blame external factors. you focus on your internal. The world is a crazy place. Don't ever give up. Be persistent and know what you want and live with passion every day. Every day could be your last day. Enjoy it. Don't get gray hair. Don't worry too much. It's not really that hard.
Yeah.
It's all within your perception. So get control of perception, you'll control reality, and hopefully you'll do well.
Okay, perfect. Where's your family originally from, Sadiq?
Family came from Somalia. Immigrated after the war. Dad has an amazing background in engineering, but couldn't find a job here. Had to do whatever he had to do here to give us a great future. Same with mom. She's a pharmacist from back home, but couldn't really do that here, so she had to find something closest to it. So they're from there. They made a sacrifice to bring us here to give us a better future. Compared to two countries, I love both. I love the climate back home, but I don't like the chaos. And I love the culture here in Canada. Great country, great opportunities, great people, and every day is a challenge. For example, if you feel like having Chinese food, now you can.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Sadiq.
Thank you very much for having me, Salar.